clearing reading for what you give. And during the last aura clearing reading with you, your guides brought up an unworthiness issue, and so you wanted to have this next aura clearing reading to focus on that. And I do have one of your guides coming up. I had forgotten who your guides were, who had come forward during the last reading, but then I quickly remembered the energies and then also the runes. Once again, they had me pull the runes, and I have this same kind of earth goddess type of energy and the fire energy as well, because when she came up, my solar plexus started really burning. So from your last reading, I remember this was the goddess Bridget that came forward. So this same energy is here again, and I do have a kind of Odin type of energy around as well. But it's mainly this goddess energy coming up, and I do have some kind of almost tree type of energy, it feels like. I think that came up during the last reading, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure. Almost like an ant, like a walking, standing tree. Oh, this is a totem, I think. Yeah, this is like a plant totem. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and surround us in light since I didn't have to retrieve the code name this time. I have not done that. And sometimes I forget, but in this case, I'm being guided to do that. To make sure I do it. Oh, okay, so I'm going to surround us in one of the runes that I pulled. And the runes this time, I was guided to pull them specifically for the aura clearing, so not really for messages. I will say what they are when I choose them. Okay, so the first one that I'm going to be using is Rado. So I pulled Uruz. Go ahead and show these to you. Uruz, that is the ox. And he is all about stamina, power, courage, physical health as well. And then Rado, he's also, this is the chariot, so this is also stamina. But this really, for clearing, this really has to do with just an overall unblocking type of energy coming towards you. Just unblocking and moving through something, pushing through something, moving forward. And then Ansu's, and I think I remember that this came up during your last reading also. I ended up pulling this one then too, I think. And this is Odin's rune. And it just has to mainly do with insights and communication from Odin. So this is that energy coming towards you. So this deity's energy coming towards you. So those are the three runes that I'm going to be using. Okay, so I'm going to be surrounding us in Rado, the chariot. So like I said, moving forward, breaking blocks, and I'm starting by visualizing the energy surrounding myself. Okay. And now I'm going to be surrounding you as well, visualizing you surrounded in positive energy. to move forward, to push through blocks, and also to see clearly the direction ahead that you're moving in. So clear vision as well. It makes sense that I'm getting that because there is a little bit of a block up here that it's bumping into, right at the third eye. Okay, so a lot of this unworthiness, it has to do with how you are seeing yourself, how you are perceiving yourself. So your vision of yourself, and this is what they would really want to focus on clearing to get to the root of the unworthiness. Some of this has to do with childhood also, how you were seen by others, how you were encouraged to view yourself. But I feel like during this clearing, they more want to focus on the clearing versus focusing on the information. Part of that might be because you already had an aura clearing. You already had an aura clearing reading, and this issue did come up, and they did talk about it a little bit. So I'm going to focus on clearing this primarily. So this might be a rather silent video, but we'll see. And I have Bridget coming up on your right. And I am feeling a pain in my left hand. This is the receiving hand. So this indicates to me that there are some blocks with receiving that is due to this unworthiness energy. So I'm going to be focusing on clearing the hands as well. And the feet. Okay. And the feet have to do with the direction that you're moving forward in and being on your path, like basically seated correctly where you're meant to be, where you're meant to be positioned. So this can be like authority, level of authority or status, like the role that you are playing, and also just your path in general and where you are meant to be in the moment or in the future, what you're meant to do in a larger spectrum, or simpler things that you're just meant to be enjoying or doing, or things that you're meant to be doing to fulfill yourself. But all in all, it has to do with where you are meant to be, where you're meant to be seated. But authority was coming up specifically in taking authority over your own life. And Rado does have to do with that too, since he drives the wagon, he drives the chariot. Okay, I'm coming up to this block again around the head. So some of this is crown chakra also, which makes sense because it's not just your own perception, it's a perception coming towards you that you're that you're picking up on or that you were taught to have. But a lot of this just feels like an energy of being underneath or unable to set boundaries or even being talked down to and being okay with that or needing to please others and being okay with that. Being second and pleasing yourself second or thinking of yourself second. So, in other words, caring for the other people around you first, and then you come second in your own mind a lot of the time. And they're saying that that's a bad thing, and they're saying that they want to indicate that. That you shouldn't be coming second to the others around you. It should be equal. They're saying, for one, it should be an equal exchange where others take care of you and you take care of them, but also, and especially, you take care of yourself. So they're saying they're not even asking you to take care of yourself more. That would be almost too much of a shift. They're saying that would be quite a shift for you. They're saying just take care of yourself equally on an equal basis. They're saying as much time as you give to others, you'll give to your own needs and to yourself. And as much respect as you give to certain other individuals around you, this also needs to be placed towards yourself. And whether that means setting a boundary so that another gives you that same respect that you put out, or just valuing your own self in whatever way that needs to come out, and also they're saying form. So whatever action that energy needs to take or whatever form it needs to take, whatever is required by that energy, they're saying that you do have the fire to do that. So a lot of this drive to set a boundary, it really comes from the solar plexus, and that's really what Bridget is all about. She is a fire goddess. She is definitely a solar plexus goddess. She has a lot of solar plexus energy. And there's a lot of pressure, woo, a lot of pressure on the shoulders. And this just feels like burdens, things that you're caring for, and also things that you have been caring for a long time, or that you did care for. They're almost giving me this word like it's systematic, or like you have this system or this routine, um, and especially in the past, there's like this system or this routine of this person needs this person needs that, this person needs this, and it's just a habit. Like some people go to work, you take care of other people. And not only that, but like you do things to take care of other people. So even if the thing that you're doing isn't taking care of someone else directly, indirectly, a lot of your motives have to do with taking care of other people first. So they're saying don't just necessarily look at the direct action all the time. Although certainly a lot of the time, but they're saying don't, it's not always the direct action. Sometimes it's what the motivation really is. Like for instance, okay, they're giving me this for instance. Like let's say somebody's working out. Well, that seems like it is for them. It seems like it's about them. But this actually could be to please other people. If other people are judging them, they feel that way. If they feel like other people are judging them, or they feel like other people will feel more of a certain way about them if they do this, which is actually a lot of the time the reason that people are working out, really. And they think it's for them, but really it's about how other people are going to perceive them. So they're saying just like that, just like in this for instance, they're saying look at the underlying motive. So sometimes it might seem like it's for you or it's serving you, but really it is to please someone else and not yourself. So they're saying that it is okay to please yourself and to respect yourself and to expect respect from others. Okay, so I'm going to move to another room now. Okay, so this is Urus that I have here. Okay, so first I'm focusing all on the hands. The right hand specifically, for starters, and the left hand. Seems like I'm focusing actually more on the left hand than the right hand now. Now the ox as well, it's kind of a similar energy with Rado, like I was talking about pushing through and removing something, removing a block. This is an ox, you know, it pulls, this pulls the chariot. So you have the chariot, but this is the animal that pulls the cart, you know, it pulls the wagon. So there's an energy of pushing through, of removing something, and removing something deep too. And I do feel this going back to a past life also. I don't feel like I want to get into that past life right now, though. But I do feel like this unworthiness is also connected to a past life, especially this specifically when it comes to your ability to receive. and how it's linked to receiving and not receiving. And not like expecting better things from the universe, or you do expect it, but there's not enough energy to be able to pull it down, to ground it. Or in other words, there's a block. There's a block with it manifesting. Okay, so this is clearing up a bit. So for instance, if you were going to try and manifest like money, for instance, or just we'll just say general abundance, okay, and you said something in general like, I am open to receiving abundance from the universe, or something like this, you might have a block to fully realizing that. So you might be saying an affirmation, but if you're not focusing on the root of the problem, you're not necessarily going to see what you want. So this is almost like a law of attraction block that they are indicating, that they're bringing up. Like where your thoughts about the things that you want can't always manifest. Now they're saying that it would be better to write things down. This is going to ground it more. It makes it more physical. You're using a physical tool. You're using a pen. So it's like you're creating it. You're writing it out. The things that you want. So this helps to ground it more. But for starters, they're saying before you try to manifest anything, they're saying just simply like recall all the good things about yourself, things that you like, and even times in your life I get a feeling of. What have you liked? What do you want to see? But especially focus on what are the good things about you. And then go into other things that you would like. Because if you don't feel like you are worthy of receiving something, then there's that block. So you have to attack the issue that's there. But they do suggest that you get into law of attraction with this specific way of doing it, with this specific knowledge. So focusing on the block and saying the opposite of the block, and then focusing on other things that you would want to manifest. If you try and just manifest things without going for the root of the problem and without trying to break through that first, then they're saying that you're going to have more trouble. You're going to have trouble manifesting certain things. They're saying not everything. So not every area would be affected by this, but in some ways, in some areas, this is a pretty deep issue and you would have to attack the root of it first. You would have to attack the worthiness issue first. And they're saying, and also to realize what are you doing to help yourself and to please yourself and take care of yourself solely, and what is really out of a motive of being pleasing to others and being a certain way for others. Now, if you're helping another and it's really something that you want and you really feel good about it and it brings you happiness and it centers you, then good. This is helping you. But if it's hectic and if it feels like it is harming you at all energetically, they're saying to be honest about that. And it doesn't mean cut it out. Doesn't mean necessarily, terminate it. It just means to also make time for yourself and make equal time for yourself so that you aren't empty, so that you're nourished. Okay. So third rune on Sue's. I'm going to go ahead and surround myself again. I'm feeling too. Okay, so this is specifically focusing on the throat. That's where this energy is going right away. And this rune, Ansu's, it is about messages, Odin's messages. So it is about communication. And it's focusing on your throat. So this also has to do with your communication specifically, and this can mean setting a boundary like they were talking about, respecting yourself, expecting respect from others, and also setting time for yourself. Those are boundaries, and those are good boundaries. Those are good boundaries to have and to set and to keep. And the willpower, throat also has to do with will, and the willpower to not only set certain boundaries, but also to keep up practices, basically, what's benefiting you, and keep up the things that are benefiting you. So if something is helping you, it's the willpower to be disciplined to continue doing it. Okay, that's all that they want to say for this reading. And so I am apparently done with the clearing. So thank you very much, What You Give, for allowing me once again to do this reading for you. And I truly hope that this benefits you. Thank you. Namaste.